It's December the 21st, 2013, and it's around 80 degrees here in Mississippi with severe weather predicted for later on today. But before that severe weather gets here, let's see if we can make this little early 60s RCA AM radio play again. First, let's see what it does. Getting a little hum right off the bat, which is strange. Normally the tubes have to warm up before we get any hum. We have bad filter capacitors. But we are getting some reception.
This loads approval desk now. 800. And still making every... It's true. But they are now...
Okay, let's fix this.
Getting close in Ukraine.
And here's the inside, just a basic 5-tube AM radio on a printed circuit board. Here's our filter capacitor that's bad. Has a 1963 date code on it. So we'll say this is a 1963 model. I don't even know what the model number of this radio is because the sticker has disintegrated. I think this radio has gotten wet at some point in its life.
Mornings at 5:30 and evenings at 6:30.
Okay, here we are back together.
Gospel Radio, 1390 AM and 93.1 FM WMER.
It actually has a pretty good tone to be a cheap 5-tube radio. We need to clean that volume control.
Merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light.
Well, we have some squealing going on.
Well, that's not new. That's not new. He's just
Okay, let's see what's going on with the squealing.
Not a new guy doing old things.
Old style. I like. And you know what? He has brought new style to that. He has brought new style to that.
Yes.
Did you didn't come, did you? Did you come?
I didn't go last time because we were in Houston for a game.
Oh, that's right.
No, that's right. Yeah. Michael Bublé over
football over Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
I think Michael Bublé would say football over Michael Bublé.
I think he would. I think, in fact, you're the only man alive who
Okay,
would
let's
say
clean these sockets and the volume.
Even every step of the way.
Okay, I cleaned the volume control as well as the tube sockets. I also resoldered the tube sockets. That didn't really help our intermittent squealing that much, but I believe that was caused by this defective 12AV6 tube. I've now replaced that tube and
he drives it. Kathy stands his ground.
don't have any more intermittent squealing and crap going on, so that's a good thing.
First two by FIU.
There with your kids, and you were making signs in your kitchen, and you would bring them to teach. They had to mock you.
There is hope, rejoicing, for yonder break.
But in scriptural grace, we're going to focus in on verse number 11, verse number 12, and verse number 13. And I want to give you three things that a scriptural grace produces individuals.
Having government employees run it is the wrong approach. Database.
Well, I didn't catch it in time, but we have a capacitor fixing to explode. Whenever I turned the set off, I could hear a capacitor sizzling. It's this joker right here, hot as a firecracker, with juice leaking out of it. So I guess we'll need to replace that capacitor while we're at it. What do you want to bet that's the capacitor that's connected across the AC power line? And you can see the wax leaking out of the capacitor onto the printed circuit board. Okay, this capacitor that was about to explode, a 0.047 microfarad, is located in kind of an odd spot. One side of the capacitor connects to the hot side of the AC line. The other side of the capacitor connects to the plus terminal of the first filter capacitor. Usually the line bypass cap is connected either straight across the AC line in the case of these types of radios, or in power transformer equipped sets from one side of the line to the chassis.
High definition color printing, document management.
Okay, I think that did it.
Digital archiving.
And now we'll analyze the bypass capacitor that was just before rupturing its guts. On the 25 volt range, it's reading extremely leaky, as in almost dead shorted. Let's just check it on the ohm meter and see what it reads. And on the ohm meter, on the 20 megohm scale, we're not reading anything. That's just proof that these capacitors often don't misbehave when checked with a small voltage applied to them, as in what would be coming out of this ohm meter. However, when tested on an old capacitor checker that will apply high voltage for testing, they'll show their true colors then. And here's the same cap on a modern digital capacitance meter. It's supposed to be 0.047. It's reading 0.084, which when one reads high on one of these modern capacitance meters, that's usually an indication that they're very leaky. However, I've seen leaky caps test okay on one of these meters, so there once again you really need something like this to test these old capacitors accurately. And now analyzing this filter capacitor, I'm testing the 70 microfarad section. We're only reading 4.4 microfarad, so yeah, it's obviously bad. And now the 30 microfarad section reads 2 microfarads, so obviously bad too. And on the old capacitor tester, it's not even registering. If this was a good capacitor, I'd get some eye deflection whenever I set the dial to the correct value. We're not getting anything. But yeah, I always like to prove that the parts we remove are actually bad from something, even though the performance results had already proved that. But always best just to prove it again on test equipment.
80% said it would hurt.
Okay, we're back together and working.
The law, as you know, requires most Americans to have health insurance.
The grace of God calls us to put off the old man and put on
That must be WDIA out of Memphis.
9% said getting health.
Go ahead. Are you sure?
What began as an original dream became a supreme worldwide phenomenon. Now the legendary Mary Wilson comes together with fellow Motown superstar Scott.
Stone Derby. Mike, you're on. Wilson.
I think that's WSM coming in weekly. Okay, there you go.
I would suggest that
the 1963 RCA Victor radio repaired and ready to go.
You need a
Thanks for watching, and more to come
later. I would
later.
also like to suggest, since the